Welcome to Rai News in English in collaboration with Rai Italia. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Debate on Premier Meloni's communications prior to the December 19th and 20th EU Council kicks off in the Senate. Among her considerations, the climate emergency and the situation on electric vehicles. Yesterday in the House, the Prime Minister had called for a pragmatic approach with Trump, claimed Italy's centrality in the EU, and called for commitment to a European defense. Many objections from the opposition. But let's listen to PD Secretary Schlein and leader of the Five-Star Movement, Conte.
Step out of the ring, because this is a place for serious discussion. I understand your need to pick a fight every day to distract from your government's failures, but let me remind you that you are the Prime Minister of all Italians. And if you had put even €1 into public healthcare for every attack you've launched, by now you could have cut waiting lists in half. On the €7,000 increase a month, that's 5 times a teacher's salary. How dare you? And then you tell us you won't take lessons from the Five-Star Movement. Do you even know what we've been doing for years? We've returned €100 million to the public by cutting our own salaries.
In the meeting between the government and unions, Stellantis presented the Italia plan, a €2 billion investment in 2025, and new production from the platform for city cars to the new 500 at Mirafiori. The words from Minister Urso, the battle in Europe over rules continues. Details from Simone Lupo Bagnacani.
The Stellantis roundtable at the Ministry of Enterprises concluded with the company presenting its new Italia plan, which ensures the continuation of plant operations and allocates €2 billion for the development of new models across all production hubs. Today, they presented a concrete development plan with significant investments, €2 billion for the next year. The minister also announced that between now and 2026, €1.6 billion will be made available to support businesses in the automotive sector with the potential for additional funds. Minister Calderone confirmed that unemployment benefits will be renewed. Jean-Philippe Imparato, Stellantis head for Europe, emphasized that the plan is funded entirely with the company's resources. He acknowledged that 2025 will be a challenging year, but expressed optimism for 2026. This is the moment for us as Stellantis to team up with Italy and join forces. Today, we didn't present a defensive plan like you can see elsewhere in Europe. We presented a growth strategy. Imparato dismissed any possibility of a merger with Renault. Labor unions carefully reviewed the plan but emphasized the need for concrete results. Today's meeting introduced new elements from Stellantis, while the government has reaffirmed a significant cut to the automotive fund.
Dobbiamo passare dalle parole ai fatti.
It's time to walk the talk. While there's been an addition of models for some plants, the conditions aren't yet in place to declare the start of a new phase.
Today marks International Migrant Day. Among the millions moving from their countries, the number of those under the age of 18 is increasing. More than 127,000 have arrived without parents or adult caregivers in our country in the past decade. Most are between the ages of 16 and 18. According to a UNICEF report which analyzed the attitude of Italian young people towards the phenomenon of migration, the perception of the presence of migrants ceremony at the Quirinale Palace to exchange end-of-the-year greetings with representatives of institutions. The President of the Republic, Mattarella, asked all to love democracy, but let's hear a passage from the head of state.
Bisogna amare la democrazia.
We must cherish democracy and nurture it, for it is the cornerstone of freedom. It fosters well-being, drives development, and embodies the relentless pursuit of peace, goals that authoritarian regimes deny, failing to fulfill the aspirations of their people. In reality, such regimes are far less stable and strong than they would have us believe.
The woman speleologist Ottavia Piana was pulled out of the cave near Bergamo by rescuers on Wednesday, ending an ordeal that started last Saturday when she was injured in a fall. The 32-year-old woman was taken to a Bergamo hospital by helicopter after suffering injuries. Today, a press conference to explain those 75 hours needed to reach the goal. Alpine rescue officials thanked the community, which housed emergency workers, and stated that in mountain code, no person is left behind. Italian director Maura Delpero's Vermiglio makes the short list of Oscar nominees for Best International Film. The 5 movies selected to be nominated for the statue will be announced on January 17th, prior to the Academy Award ceremonies on March 2nd. In Los Angeles, details from Laura Squilacci.
After being nominated for a Golden Globe, Maura Delpero's film Vermiglio has received yet another honor. It has been shortlisted among the Academy's 15 Best International Films. It's a real joy, said the director, commenting on the latest recognition. As is often the case in these competitions, there are many beautiful films that deserve to win but don't make it. We are humbled to be among the privileged ones moving on to the next phase. Since winning the Leone d'Argento award, it has been evident that North America holds the movie in high regard. Variety, a globally prestigious magazine, described it as an anthem to life and death. Set during World War II, the film portrays the story of a family in a small mountain village community, told through the lens of neorealism, a cinematic style still celebrated internationally as one of the finest achievements in Italian cinema history. The journey to Hollywood is far from over. We'll have to wait until January 17th to find out if it secures a spot among the 5 finalists.
In closing, sports, soccer. Tonight, 2 Coppa Italia round of 16 matches. Atalanta-Cesena and the Olympic Stadium in the capital, Roma-Sampdoria. And tomorrow, Inter will host Udinese at the San Siro Stadium in Milan. Yesterday, Juventus overwhelmed Cagliari 4-0. We thank Nick Porcellato for the translations. You can find the Italian news in English on our website, rainews.it. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same channel.